What up, everybody, and welcome to Baz on Blades. My name is Baz, and I talk about blades, and today we've got another unboxing here at Baz on Blades, and let's start out by saying, go to White Mountain Knives and buy many, many knives. That's where this knife came from. I do the majority of my shopping at White Mountain. I don't make a dime to say that. I don't have any business arrangement with Justin at White Mountain Knives. I just love the service that he gives the enthusiast community. We're going to open up this box. We're going to use yesterday's unboxing subject, the Concept Knives Preta 2, which I am currently head over heels in love with and super duper recommending this one so far. We haven't done the in-depth video on it yet, just the unboxing, but I've got to tell you, I am extremely pleased with that knife. Let's get this open. I know you've already seen by the title of the video what we've got here, but this is it's a product from Rike Knives. Rike Knives, another Chinese manufacturer of what I would consider to be high-end production knives. They do some very intricate machining and some little more artsy-fartsy sort of knives. And what we've got here is the Rike Knives Thor 7, part of their Thor series, which is a series of, it started out integral titanium frame locks, and they are integral built knives, meaning that the handle is all one piece and it is machined for the final fitting, for the final assembly, rather than being multiple parts that are pieced together. The Rike 7 is a little bit different in this series. It's at a lower price point than the typical, or the Thor 7, not the Rike 7. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, I'm paying more attention to unboxing than I am talking. Let's get this and take a look at it. Here we go, guys. This was available in multiple different handle materials, and I chose the plain black G10 because I thought that it would showcase the machining better. Now, this is not a full integral build. It is what I would call a sub-integral. A sub-integral, meaning that the bolster section is an integral. And I have reviewed multiple knives of this build type, but one you may be familiar with is the Kaiser Knives Megatherium. It is a sub-integral also. So the bolster area here is the integral part, and then the handle scales, you can see on the back here, you can see a joiner line on them. It is very tight fitting. I want to go ahead before we get into this, and I want to flip this knife out there. I can see already we're straight down the center on the centering. Let's see how this thing is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was awesome. That was awesome. Awesome flipping action. This thing is super smooth. It's got a nice stout D10 on it. Oh my goodness, guys, that is straight out of the box. You just saw me take it out of the box. It is pretty much a drop shut smooth. I'm very much I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Yeah, I'm liking this. So Rike Knives, known for their sort of intricate designs, complex and intricate machining to realize these designs. Like I say, the Thor series of integrals, those knives were usually in the $400 price range, maybe a little bit more depending on if they were in Damascus. This knife, the MSRP I think is like $180, and the street is, I paid like $156 or something like that, is the average low price that I've seen. Again, at White Mountain Knives, I used a 10% discount to get a little bit more off of it. And we'll have all that information in the in-depth review. So this is an EDC sized knife. About a 3.4, 3.5 inch blade length. We're going to be 4 inches on the handle length thereabouts, and about 8 inches overall. Again, all the details will be in the in-depth review. This is just sort of an unboxing and initial impressions. The Thor 7, I like this styling. Some people are going to say it's foolish, it's overdone, it's showy, it looks like a gas station knife. I passed up buying 3 of those in the truck stop last week, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, the art of knife making in some instances tends towards true art, and that's what we have when you see something designed with this much of a detail design language. This is very organic looking. It sort of reminds me insectile or reptile, or even is going as far as sci-fi with like a xenomorph sort of theme, like from Aliens. It's got that sort of futuristic, animalistic design going on. I very much like that concept. Again, the bolstered part of this is true integral, and it is going to be machined back. You can see on the lock side here where it is machined back thinner for that liner lock. Which is titanium, of course, because that's what the bolster is. So there is a hardened lock face insert also there to cut down on wear. I don't know if we'll do a disassembly on this knife. We may do a disassembly on it just for shits and giggles and take a look at the inside. And again, straight down the center. A good looking, we've got a very good looking design as far as this milled titanium pocket clip. This more sort of budget end of the Thor series at a street price of $160 thereabouts, $150 to $160. For that, you're getting 154 cm for your blade steel, which I am very, very glad to see 154 cm and CPM 154 cm making a comeback. I have always liked 154 cm. At one time, it was the premium stainless steel in the entire knife market. And it's just as good as it always was. Just better steels have been developed. That does not mean that this is not a good steel. It is the same as it's always been. It's an American-made steel from Crucible Metals. And I'm very, very happy to see it get us into this sort of price range with this type of build and material levels. I think it works out to be a very acceptable package at that price point. Again, G10 on your handle scales. This is available with carbon fiber scales with an M390 blade, and it's going to be a little more expensive, of course. Then you've got the 154 cm builds that are exactly like this one, but the G10 used is layered G10. There's a red and black layered, a green and black layered, and a blue and black layered. And I chose to avoid those. The reason is all of this machining on the handle. When you have a layered material, as soon as you start machining into it, you're going to start revealing layers at different levels, and it sort of blows away this detail machining. You lose it in all the layers and the color that's revealed when you machine that G10. So I wanted to get something that showcased the machining. That left the carbon fiber M390 version or this black G10 154 cm version. Carbon fiber was sold out in most places, so I was just like, yeah, whatever. I got plenty of carbon fiber. So I went with the black G10. There is some blue anodized small parts here. Your pivot, and your body screws are titanium. They are anodized blue for just a little pop of color to add complexity and depth to the look of this knife. There is a lot going on here. I cannot wait to spend more time as far as in-depth review on this knife. Plenty to talk about. And this thing is super duper smooth. Fantastic flipping action. Guys, this one is just like the Preta 2 from Concept yesterday. This thing is a fabulous flipper, and the action is so smooth. It is so smooth, centered up. Let's see. There's no play in any direction on that blade, and again, right now it's everything but drop shut smooth. I think that blade steel stock is like 120 thousandths, 3 millimeters maybe. Again, we'll figure that out for the review. But it's not a super heavy blade. We've got a nice sort of very high fineness and high sheen sort of bead blast, media blast sort of finish on the blade. You've got all this machining here up on the spine. Let's take a very close look at that. You guys can see exactly what's going on there. Nicely detailed. Got some machining going here on the pivot end of this sub-integral Thor 7 here. Again, the handle scales machined. Fully machined, all surfaces fully machined. Again, that organic sort of insectoid or reptilian type of overlapping plates or body segments, or maybe some wing veining, or I mean, you can really see the design language, the design cueing. The ideal of this design is pulled from nature and given a very modern, futuristic, industrial sort of look. That combination, it really does give it sort of a sci-fi type of vibe, but there's nothing radical about the design. Nothing radical at all. The handle, pretty much a wide open design. I'm liking this. It's a little more on the artsy-fartsy side than the Preta 2 was. Let's go ahead and see how these are size-wise. They are super duper close. I bet these knives, again, it looks like maybe a 1/16 of an inch difference, maybe in the blade length, and just about spot on the handle length. These guys are pretty much the same size. Pretty much the same size. Again, that's going in that 3.5 inch blade length, about 8 inches overall. So there you go, guys. Unboxing and initial impressions. A little artsy-fartsy, a little extreme maybe for some people, but in hand, it's just a knife. That flipping action is fantastic. Yeah, that is a wonderful feeling detent. Again, super smooth, pretty much drop shut, straight out of the box. Wow. This is one that's definitely going to stay in my collection. I got really lucky with the last couple of knives here we had come in. After a disappointing last couple of years, in my opinion, I'm really seeing some progress within the knife manufacturers pushing some limitations and increased availability as far as things go. Yeah, the Rike Knives Thor 7 flipper folder, a sub-integral build in titanium, G10, 154 cm, ceramic bearings, and ceramic detent. Fantastic. That blade finish, that is as good looking a media blast finish as I've seen in a long time. It is a very rich looking, just the perfect level of sheen. Very rich looking. Pretty good choice as far as working all the materials together. And overall, a good looking package, good feeling. We will see. We'll carry it for a couple of weeks, and then we'll see what Baz on Blades thinks about this thing for an in-depth review. As always, thank you very much for taking the time to watch one of my videos. God bless all of you, and we will talk to you again.